Picture this for a second. You're a tiny e-bike retailer called Bicycle Motor Works. Your website's domain rating is, well, a pretty meager 15 out of 100. And in the other corner, you're up against Amazon, an absolute behemoth with a domain rating of 96. By all old-school SEO logic, Amazon should completely crush you into dust, right? Yet, somehow, Bicycle Motor Works consistently outranks them for highly competitive e-bike keywords. Seriously, how's that even possible? Well, the answer lies in a massive, fundamental shift in how the internet is categorized today. You see, old SEO, that was all about chasing individual keywords. It was just a frantic race to optimize isolated pages for isolated search terms. But new SEO, it's all about owning complete topics. Search engines, and especially these powerful new AI platforms, they don't just reward a well-optimized keyword string anymore. They reward a site's comprehensive mastery of a whole subject. Welcome to our explainer on topical authority. Today, we're unpacking this huge paradigm shift in how information is actually ranked and discovered. We're looking at the blueprint for modern search, and we'll dive into exactly how you can build that authority to become the undeniable go-to expert in your specific niche. Here is our step-by-step blueprint for today. We're going to cover the paradigm shift, topic research, building clusters, content and links, and finally, maintaining that authority. Let's get right into it. Step 1. The paradigm shift. What exactly is topical authority? So, the absolute core of this is that topical authority happens when search engines explicitly recognize your site as the expert source on a specific subject. It means you are covering the full range of related queries, not just hunting for those high-volume head terms. Think of it like this. You know Google's famous EEAT framework: expertise, experience, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness? Well, this is about applying EEAT to an entire topic category, rather than just relying on your domain's overall muscle. 473. That is the sheer scale of what happens when you actually nail this. Take Healthline, for example. They are a massive authority in the medical space. Their single article on the supplement magnesium glycinate doesn't just rank for one or two perfectly optimized terms, because they own the health topic so incredibly deeply that one single page shows up for 473 distinct queries in AI overviews alone. When you own the topic, the algorithm just trusts you to answer questions you didn't even know your audience was asking. Moving right along to step 2, topic research and finding your angles. Building this kind of authority requires a highly structured, topic-based research process. You really can't just guess here. First, you have to choose a solid seed keyword. Second, systematically expand that list to find all your relevant subtopics. Third, analyze your competitors to find the topical gaps they completely missed. And fourth, check AI responses using tools like ChatGPT or Perplexity to see exactly what subtopics the AI models are already associating with your main subject. This is exactly why getting your seed keyword right is so critical. It's like a Goldilocks situation. If your target is coffee roasting, a good seed keyword like coffee roasting keeps you perfectly dialed in. But if you go way too broad with just coffee, you're going to pull in irrelevant search intent from people looking for local cafes or latte art. On the flip side, if you go too narrow with just roasting, you lose the context entirely. You absolutely have to find that sweet spot to anchor your research. Now, for step 3. Building clusters. Let's map out this blueprint. Once you've got your keywords, you have to organize them into an actual site architecture based on intent. We call this the hub and spoke model. Your pillar pages act as the hub. They give a broad, evergreen overview of the main topic. Then, your cluster content acts as the spokes. These are the pages that go super deep, targeting the highly specific, nuanced questions your audience is typing in. The pillar page maps the territory, but it's those cluster pages that prove your deep expertise. But listen, as you build out this map, you have to be totally ruthless about what you actually publish. Our source material points out an amazing heuristic to live by. Would a first-time visitor to this page immediately understand what your site is about? If the answer is no, cut it. Seriously. The 2024 Google API leak revealed that a site focus score actively punishes content that strays too far from your core niche. So, if you're an SEO software company and you write a blog on generic productivity hacks just to snag some traffic, you are actively diluting your own topical authority. You've got to stay in your lane. Step 4. Content and links. It's time to actually execute the strategy. When it's time to write, your authority content absolutely must be built on original insight. You have to match specific search intent, cover subtopics thoroughly, and critically, demonstrate real, first-hand experience. Prioritize depth over volume every single time. Please, whatever you do, don't fall into the trap of publishing hundreds of shallow, AI-generated articles just to fill out your cluster map. A site stuffed with programmatic spam just suppresses the quality signal of your entire domain. True authority demands genuine usefulness. And to power that brilliant content you just created, you need links. But guess what? The strategy here has evolved too. External links are still powerful votes of confidence, but a link from a topically relevant blog in your specific niche is now way more valuable than a random link from some massive, totally unrelated news site. And internal links? They are the absolute key to connecting your hubs and spokes. They act as a literal map that helps AI crawlers easily understand the semantic relationships between all of your pages. Finally, step 5, maintaining authority. Let's talk about upkeep and tracking. Establishing authority is absolutely not a set-it-and-forget-it project. If you just let your content sit there collecting digital dust, your authority will erode. You need to watch for specific triggers that tell you it's time to refresh. Things like a sudden drop in organic traffic, a cited study getting superseded by new data, a reference tool changing, a competitor dropping a massive update, or you suddenly vanishing from an AI overview you used to completely own. These are major red flags. Updating your content gives search engines those vital freshness signals they absolutely crave. You also have to continuously close your content gaps, and here is why. It's because of a fascinating behind-the-scenes mechanism called query fanout. When a user asks an AI platform a question, the AI doesn't just run one single search, it instantly expands that query into multiple related subqueries to build a complete answer. If you have wider, deeper cluster coverage, you are naturally going to appear in more of those subqueries, which drastically increases your chances of being cited as the authoritative source. So, what should your timeline for all this look like? Well, we need to set expectations here because topical authority builds slowly. It's a marathon, not a sprint. In months 1 through 3, you are really just establishing your baseline coverage. By months 4 through 6, you'll start seeing some nice initial ranking improvements. But it's really in months 6 through 12 where the magic happens and you experience massive compounding gains. It definitely takes patience, but the protective moat you build around your business, it's incredible. So how do you actually prove it's working? You track the right signals. The ultimate flex, the real proof of topical authority, is seeing growth in branded topic searches. If people stop searching generically for your brand and start searching for specific things like Ahrefs keyword research, it means they intrinsically trust your expertise on that subject. You're also going to see your rankings rise across entire topic clusters, not just single pages, and your share of voice in AI platforms will steadily climb. Which leaves us with one final critical thought. The days of tricking search engines with isolated, perfectly stuffed keywords, those days are over. In the age of AI search, depth and intense focus are your greatest assets. So what specific topic are you going to claim as your own? It's time to stop chasing random keywords, find your true niche, and absolutely dominate it. Thanks so much for joining this explainer. Keep learning and get out there and build your authority.